North Star Strategies. We are a strategic consulting company consisting of 3 individuals. Our backgrounds are management consulting and advertising agencies. We have together worked with 45 different industries, 66 companies, and the only thing that means to our clients is that we have a lot of experience. The thing that sets us apart from other consultants is we see your brand through the eyes of your customer. And when you're running it, you may just be too close. So we offer that perspective. Our clients tell us that they get Fortune 500 experience from entrepreneurs who started our own business 18, 19 years ago. So let's slide. Let's get this slide. Are you ready with it? Yeah, thank you. What we're going to talk about is 4 important legs to the table of branding, if you will. We'll start with an introduction, talk about how you can uncover your brand equity, brand positioning, and finally the rules. Everybody has rules, so we have rules of branding. Slide. Start with an easy question. This is an orange, right? An orange is an orange, right? Slide. Wrong. The orange is an orange not unless, of course, it happens to be a sun-kissed orange, in which case it's a sun-kissed, and 80% of the customers know and trust that to be true. Slide. This according to the sun-kissed growers. So perhaps he may be close to it, but at any rate, the point is, this is not an orange, it's a sun-kissed. So if that's not an orange, slide. That leads us to the question, what is a brand? And here's a definition for the American Marketing Association, one of our gurus. A brand is a name, term, sign, symbol, design, or a combination of these things intended to identify the goods and services of one seller versus another group of sellers, and to differentiate them, differentiate them from the competition. Slide. In other words, a brand is a product or service that adds other dimensions to differentiate in some way from what other products and services are designed for the same need. And this is from Kevin Keller, another important guru in the marketing world. Slide. Put more simply, a brand is a promise. This is from this is what we think it is, North Star Strategies. A brand is a promise. Easier to remember, and it will serve us as we go through this presentation. Slide. So why are brands important? For a number of reasons. Slide. And let's go through all of these, Anita or Amanda, whoever's running this. Thank you. They help differentiate you by separating you from the competition. They provide consistency because the brand promise stays the same every time. Clarity. It's easy to understand what the brand is and what it is not. It's ownable. That is, it can't be copied, well, not until your patent expires. But important. It's enduring. Can evolve as the market change needs. It instills loyalty and trust. There's an emotion to a good brand. And finally, a brand can provide you with price elasticity so that people are not just choosing you based on price, but rather value. Slide. Here's a great example of a demonstration of branding. Let's be honest. There's no discernible product difference in any of these bottles. Am I right? I think so. Slide. But people have made a lot of money telling stories about these brands. Think about the product story, the packaging, the marketing, the pricing, the promotion, the positioning, each targeting different markets, different target audiences. And that's when there's no discernible product difference. And I'm going to guess that you folks in this room today are working on products that have a discernible product difference. Slide. Good brands have several things in common. They have a rich brand equity developed and nurtured over time. They have a set of core values that the organization, not just you, but the entire organization embrace, and well-defined brand positioning in the minds of the customers. And we're going to talk about all three of those things. Slide. You don't invent a brand equity. You really uncover it or discover it. So let's take a look at what might be your brand equity. Slide. Made up of two parts: the brand identity, which is who the brand is and what it stands for, and the brand delivery, that is what the brand does. Slide. The brand identity consists of heritage, personality, attributes, symbols, perceived quality. Let me define those. Slide. Oh gosh, this looks like a vision chart. Heritage is the actual or perceived origin. That is, for example, it's made in America. The brand identity includes personality, the characteristics that the brand has developed. It includes unique attributes, how it looks and feels, the symbols, and we'll talk more about symbols, and perceived quality. Slide. The brand delivery, that is what the brand does. These are the tangible benefits that may or may not be relevant and meaningful to your customers. I've worked for many years with life insurance companies. They have important things to them, like persistency, mutuality, returns. To the consumer, it doesn't mean much. The emotional benefits, so they layer in emotional benefits to selling their product, and that comes with, as you all know, the emotional benefit of life insurance is peace of mind. And that results in a perceived value. Slide. Back to the identity. Slide. Identity anchors equity, and that means it's the main part of what your equity story is as revealed to the customer. I'm going to go through these next examples of the person, symbol, color, founders' values, and slogans and icons very quickly. And let's go through it. Slide. Brand as a person. You may recognize Frank Perdue, the Colonel, Dave of Wendy's, and one of my favorite brands, Little Oscar. Slide. You'll recognize these brand symbols. There's my Oscar Mayer wiener. Slide. Brand as color. What has brown done for you? UPS, Home Depot. We all know and love that Tiffany color, turquoise. Slide. Founders' values can represent the brand. I guess it did with Disney until they bought Fox, and then it sort of changed whatever their values were. Slide. Brand as a slogan. And slide. Brand as a logo or icon. Now, it's important for me to say at this point that these branding identity elements all come after you have established and uncovered your rich brand equity. As Susan Garber has told you, these are the tip of the iceberg. What we're going to work with now is the foundation of that iceberg, that we're going to look at what has built this brand story that you now tell with your logo or icon or personality or color. So let's talk about how we can uncover or build the base of your brand. Slide. We're going to look at a couple of different brand equity examples. We'll look at cars and hotels. We all have experience with that. These are different life cycles, different prices, and frankly, they're extreme examples. So slide, let's look at first the automobile industry. We all have an image of what Corvette stands for and what Volvo stands for. Slide. Hot cars, chick magnet, slide. So what the brand heritage of Corvette is: American made, sport Chevrolet made, durability, the personality, sporty, sexy, unique attributes. It's a two-seater made of fiberglass, symbols and perceived quality. Slide. The functional benefits, easy to drive, that's the main thing. Emotional benefits, chick magnet, makes me look hot, gets me noticed. Slide. Compare that to this box. Slide. Volvo, made in Sweden, known for safety and durability. This is, to me, the Volvo is like the sensible shoes of the automotive category. Great perceived value. Highest order benefit is that nobody dies in these. Slide. Brand delivery, safety, 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 safety. Protects me and my family. High perceived value. Slide. Let's switch to another category. Hospitality. Slide. Ritz-Carlton. Slide. Hugely important that the global heritage comes through. 100-year history. Personality is formal, courteous, attentive, unique attributes, exceptional, formal, personalized service. They win the Malcolm Baldrige Award every year, and they show that as their symbol. Slide. Functional benefits, personalized service, guest privacy, empowered employees, they can solve your problems. Emotional benefits is that they provide a surprise, a wow. It's a surprise in a good way and a high perceived value. Slide. And now for something completely different. Slide. Motel 6. American, not only American, but Southern since 1982. Friendly personality, family-oriented, down-home, simple. Unique attributes, just the basics. Symbols are the 6 sign. We'll leave the light on for you. Tom Bodette. Perceived quality is what you see is what you get. Slide. Functionally, low price, kids stay free, free coffee. Excuse me, I have to let somebody in the door. I'm really sorry. He didn't know I was in the meeting. Slide. Can you back up? I lost my train of thought when Moose came in the room. What these two categories both have is a rich equity. And now what we're going to do is layer in core values, and you'll see how it even gets richer. So slide, thank you. And slide. What's a core value? Slide. Slide, slide, slide. Thank you. The key things that the brand will stand for. They need to be adopted and integrated into the organization. They function as the internal barometer or conscience of decision making. You will know, if you get this right, you will know what to do about expanding into a new market, or buying, or merging, or selling. Your core values will tell you that. As a founder or owner, you've maybe even thought about this, about what core values you want to instill in your brand, and that's a good thing. Slide. So let's layer in slide to the Volvo story. What are their core values? Slide. Safety, 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 environmental protection. They've expanded it to environmental protection, which is fair. I think it's a fair move for them. Passenger safety. What about our friends in the Corvette business? Say, slide. The sporty American, driver-friendly performance. Slide. What about Ritz-Carlton? The core value is luxury, formal elegance, personalized and exceptional service. Exceptional service surprises, unlike Holiday Inn, where the best surprise is no surprise. Ritz-Carlton strives for surprises. Slide. And Motel 6. Accommodations for road warriors, warm coffee, informal hospitality, family friendly. So if you think about it, if you have a rich brand equity picture like this, it tells you where to put your new motels. It tells you what your service people wear. It tells you what to charge. It tells you, conversely, if you go back to the Ritz-Carlton, it tells you where to build your hotels. It tells you what your people should be wearing. It tells you what to charge. It tells you what to serve. It's a complete brand picture if you get all this right. Slide. So now that we've got that figured out, let's go to brand positioning. This is the third leg in my table. Slide. A definition. Brand positioning is the part of the brand identity that is to be actively, consistently communicated to the target audience. This is an external understanding that demonstrates an advantage over competing brands. Slide. But more simply put, it's how your organization wants the target customers to think and feel about your brand. It's not copy points, but it's what the customer takes away from the experience, how that experience fits into his world or her world. And it's important at this point for us to stop and say, what the customer takes away is not what you tell the customer. The customer owns your brand. The customer owns what he or she is going to think about your brand. You can only do so much. And that's why you have to be honest about what your brand is. I used to work for a guy, for one of my clients, who worked for an exceptional company. He said, well, Denny, just tell them we're the best. And as you well know, that it doesn't work that way. Slide. At this point, I'm going to offer to you a template that will help you position your brand. And Anita, may I ask your help in distributing that template or Amanda rather, in the chat box?
Yes, I have just put a Google link in there, so everyone should be able to grab that. Okay,
thanks. What we say at North Star is that, and of course we borrow this from our friend Harry Beckwith. Brand positioning answers 6 questions. Who are you? What business are you in? What people do you serve? What are their special needs? With whom are you competing? And what makes you different? Slide. Okay, let's build this quickly. Anita. Slide. If you are Volvo, Volvo is a brand of premium imported cars and trucks that are for safety conscious driving enthusiasts who consider their purchase a long-term investment and therefore seek good value. Unlike other transportation manufacturers, Volvo engineers and builds cars and trucks that are at the forefront of quality workmanship and safety technology. Added recently, conscious of global resources and the environment. Okay, keep that in mind, and let's go slide and build this comparison. And let's go through all of these. Thank you. Corvette is a high-performance sports car made for discerning car enthusiasts who are looking for a fun, hassle-free, high-performance car that says something about how sporty and virile they are. Unlike other sports car manufacturers, particularly European cars, Corvette builds reliable American-made machines that can be serviced through GM dealers. So that's a totally different picture than the Volvo picture. And what this tells you, for example, is that Corvette is not going to be one of the first car manufacturers out there to build a hybrid. Am I right? But Volvo, of course, has. Okay, let's switch to the hospitality category slide. And let's build this out. Thanks. Ritz-Carlton is the premier luxury hotels and resorts for people accustomed to the finest facilities and personal service. People who are looking for a hospitality experience that enlivens their senses, instills well-being, fulfills even their unexpressed wishes and needs. With whom are they competing? Unlike other luxury resorts and destinations, Ritz-Carlton provides anticipatory personalized service where ladies and gentlemen serve ladies and gentlemen. Now, that tells you, again, what your people should be wearing, what you should be charging, what you should be serving. That story tells a lot. Slide. Compared to Motel 6 is a national chain of highway accessible motels for working people who are looking for safe, clean, simple, inexpensive, predictable, in and out places to stay. Unlike other motel chains, Motel 6 folksy approach puts regular down-home people like me and my family at ease. They understand and cater to our needs comfortably. Again, tells you where to be, what to be doing, how to do it. It defines your service when you understand that you're positioning. Positioning, so, is really all about differentiating your brand. Slide. And what if you don't have a point of difference? I really doubt that there are any people in the room that don't have a point of difference, but let's just, in case anybody doesn't have a strong point of difference, slide, let's suggest that the way to find a point of difference is to look to your brand equity, the product-based differences and the service-based differences. Slide. How do you do that? How do you choose? The main thing is that you understand your competition. That means, and I'm certain this is what you do, you go on sales calls. You understand what the barriers are to the purchase decision. You understand what your customers respond to, what they like about your product, what they like about competitors' products, so that you learn what to value and what to weave into your product difference. And if you don't have a product difference, then what you do is you innovate until you do have a product difference. Slide. Everybody has rules. I have rules. The rules of branding. First of all, slide. Consistency. Everything the brand says and does needs to be consistent. We support the brand values internally with the brand positioning more externally, and all aspects of the brand strategy need to be aligned. People need to know what they can expect from the brand. That's the brand promise. I use the example of, I know what the fries at McDonald's taste like, and they're different than anybody else's fries. I know what the milkshake tastes like. I know what to expect from the brand. And there's nothing special about McDonald's except that they're consistent. Slide. Because everyone is saying and doing the same thing, from senior management to the marketing to the customers, prospective customers, and employees. Slide. Rule number 2, discipline. This means that we need to stay focused on the core values and the brand positioning. We don't let the brand drift. We don't get seduced by good ideas that are off strategy, and we do monitor what's said at the grassroots and get back on track as necessary. I have a great example of someone, a brand, who I believe has been seduced. Slide. Victoria's Secret has been through a rough time. The Me Too world has not been kind to Victoria's Secret, and probably for a good reason. So they've decided that they're going to feature women famous for their achievements, not their proportions. I know this woman on the right is famous for something. I just can't tell you what it is. I could guess what the woman on the left is famous for. No, I didn't say that. Okay. This movement of real people, championed years ago by Dove, who celebrated wonderful people that didn't happen to be perfect. Magazine cover perfect. So the question is Victoria's Secret been seduced? I would suggest this is a really difficult brand repositioning. So we will continue to read the business reports and find out if in fact they have walked away from their discipline. Rule number 3, slide, commitment. Keep doing the things that make the brand different and better than the competition. Clients get bored, customers don't get bored. Well, actually they do, but the client is the one that gets bored first. And the point is, to be true to your brand, you need to stick with what you're saying and doing. As annoying as it is, 15 minutes could save you 15%. It works for Geico. Or even more annoying, only pay for what you get, or rather only pay for what you need, Liberty. Very annoying, but it must be effective or they wouldn't keep doing it. What does Abraham Lincoln have to say about commitment? He says that what transforms a promise into reality is actions, and the actions which speak louder than the word. So that's what commitment is about. Slide. Rule number 4. Continually improve, set the bar high and then set it higher. Stretch the brand, address the needs for improvement in the areas in which you need to be improved. Slide. And definitely beat out the competition. Slide. If you read one business book, this is the book to read. What Jim Collins says about improving. This is Mr. Good to Great. Enduring organizations are characterized by a fundamental duality. On the one hand, they have a set of timeless core values and a core reason for being that remain constant over long periods of time. On the other hand, a relentless drive for change and progress. Great organizations keep clear the difference between their core values, which never change, and operating strategies and cultural practices which endlessly adapt to a changing world. Slide. And beat out the competition. Slide. The final rule, evolve, stay ahead of the market, know where change will happen and respond to it before it does. Anticipate change. And how do you do that? I would suggest that you stay close to your customer by listening, engaging. You set up a customer panel. You invite them to be part of your process. You stay in touch with them on a regular basis. You find out what's new in their world, how your product is doing, how other products are doing. They will feel flattered and you will feel smarter. So that's it, folks. Slide. Let me summarize what we've talked about today. Slide. Slide. A brand is a promise. Keep going. A brand provides differentiation, consistency, clarity, ownability, endurance, loyalty, trust, and price elasticity. Very important that you don't get judged just by what color you're offering, but rather the brand allows you to build value into what your product does. Slide. Who owns your brand? You don't own your brand. I'm sorry to tell you, your customer owns the brand. And how can your brand differ from the competition? You analyze your competition and find out, are there gaps? Finally, this is how you talk to customers. You talk to them and you enhance your brand. Slide. And this is how you build your brand positioning. Answer the 6 questions. Follow the rules of branding. Consistency, discipline, commitment, improving and evolving. Slide. Thank you very much.